Hello everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Today I'm going to be doing the what's in your $1,000 fantasy Sephora cart video that everyone has been doing. I've been like addicted to watching them, and I thought I would jump on the bandwagon late as per usual. I know Emily Noel started this video. I don't personally watch her, but I think it's such a great idea, and I will link her original video down below. Hopefully the lighting's okay. I changed it up. I actually think it's much better than usual, so fingers crossed. Also, I'm sitting right underneath the fan for our air conditioning, and if you can hear it, I really apologize, but I'm really scared to turn it off because it broke and I just honestly don't want to like touch the thermostat. But anyway, that's actually not the point of this video, but I just thought this was such a great idea. I honestly do this like all the time on my own. I just like put like everything that I've been wanting in my Sephora cart, and then I just look at it and then I like remove them all and go on about my day. But I just think it's such a fun, like I said, a fun idea. This is in Canadian dollars. I don't think anyone really cares about that, but it's interesting how much it changes, like how much less you can fucking buy when you are using Canadian dollars. So I have 17 items in my cart, which is less compared to other people, but I guess that's how she goes. So basically the point of this video is if you had, I guess if you were given, or basically just if you had $1,000 to spend at Sephora, what would you buy? I just think it's such a good idea. So I'm gonna scooch over a little bit and then put like a picture of the products that I'm talking about over here. So the first item that I have in my cart is the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. I use the shade Siberia, and I've talked about this foundation a couple times I think on my channel. It's like my all-time favorite foundation. I love it so much. It's such a beautiful product. It's really long wearing, really light, but it has, like the name basically says what it is. Like it lasts a long time, but it does have a little bit of luminosity to it. It's not dewy or glowy necessarily. It just has a beautiful, just like glow from within type of deal that lasts a long time, doesn't break up. It's really good, but it's $60. So I haven't been able to bring myself to buy it again because I honestly just used up my first bottle recently. And if I had like just $1,000 to just spend, I would definitely get this. So the next item that I have is another foundation. It's the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Foundation. I don't know what shade I would be. I just picked the shade 10NN. It seemed like the lightest shade that was not super pink or yellow. I don't know. Anyway, it's not important because I'm not actually buying it. But I feel like it's a product that everyone has tried, and across the board everyone has loved it. Like no matter, it seems, what anyone's skin type is, what like your foundation preference is, like everyone's just like, this is the fucking best. And I just to satisfy my own curiosity, I just want to try it and just see. Yeah, it's $53, so it's also pretty pricey, not as quite as pricey as the NARS one, but maybe one day I would buy this. But I just don't usually buy really expensive foundations that often. I'm generally more of a drugstore foundation type of person, but if I had $1,000 to spend, this is something I would buy for sure. So next I have the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. Now I have two of the Fenty lip glosses. I have the shade Fussy and the shade Diamond Milk, which is what I'm wearing today. And normally I'm just not a lip gloss ass bitch. Like normally I generally prefer matte lips, but there's something recently in the past couple months I've just been wearing a ton of lip gloss, and I honestly don't know who I am, but I'm not questioning it. But I do love the Fenty lip glosses so much, and I just want to collect every shade. I did have to diversify my cart a little bit when I first made it, because it was honestly just like different shades of a whole bunch of different products. I was like, this could possibly be the most boring iteration of this video. Anywho, the point is that basically I have 3 shades in my cart of this gloss bomb, okay? Because I just want to collect them all. I'm very much like I just want to collect all different shades of makeup items that I like. And I reined myself in, but for this specific product, I was like, let's just fucking get it all. So I have the shade Fenty Glow, and I have the shade Sweet Mouth, which is also a new shade, and the shade Hot Chocolate. Not the clear one, because I have a clear lip gloss that I like, and I feel like how different could a clear lip gloss possibly be? So I didn't include that one. But these gloss bombs are $25 each. So that's $75 that I have in my cart just of lip gloss. But I have fucking $1,000 to spend. So that's what I'm choosing to spend it on. The next item is another Fenty item, and it's the Killawatt Freestyle Highlighter in the shade What a Brat. It's $48, so it's a little bit up there in price, definitely. And it's basically like a metallic glittery pink. I obviously wouldn't use this as a highlighter, but as a glowy blush or a blush topper, it could be really, really beautiful. I've also been really into glowy blush recently, and this is like $50, so it is more expensive, and I just have a difficult time justifying spending $50 on like a glowy blush topper. But now's the time. So I also put that in my cart. And I also, this is one of the things that I might actually buy. Like, I actually kind of really want it. Okay, so the next item is the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. If I had $1,000 to spend at Sephora, you know that I would have to buy this. I talked about it in a video that I made a while ago about old makeup products that I still wanted. And for some reason, all of the other like Natasha Denona palettes, they're pretty, and I would very much be interested. Like, I would literally love to use them if someone gave them to me, even if I got like 60% off or something. But I just never felt like that I really like needed them enough that I would actually go out and buy them. The Metropolis palette is really, there's something about it that just hasn't let me go. Like, I just think it's so beautiful. It's $170. So I don't know that I would ever actually buy this palette, but it's just so nice. There's just something about the blues and greens and bronzes and oranges, like all the combination of those colors. It just is so beautiful to me, and I'm just so curious to try the Natasha Denona formula. But because it seems like all of her palettes are really inconsistent in terms of like quality, some seem to be really amazing and some seem to be a little bit iffy, it's just really kind of put me off buying it, particularly because her products are so expensive. But definitely if I had $1,000 to spend, I would 100% pick this up. The next item is also an eyeshadow palette. It's from Melt Cosmetics, and it's the 420 palette. So Melt is another one of those brands that I really, really love. I'm such a fan of Melt, and I also want to collect all of their palettes. I just think, I've talked about it before. I think I even talked about it in my last video, but there's something about the color story of Melt palettes, the packaging, the way they theme their products out is just so enticing to me and so intriguing, and I just want all of their products. Melt palettes are also really expensive. This is $77, which is a shit ton of money for a 10 pan eyeshadow palette. But I love the greens and the yellows. I think this palette is so, so nice. It's something that one day I could definitely see myself actually buying. And I definitely would get this if I had $1,000. And then another Melt Cosmetics palette is the Rust palette. Now, this is $76. For some reason, it's $1 less, probably because the 420 palette has like nicer, not nicer, but like it seems like more expensive packaging with the holographic thing or whatever. But this is, because it's like just essentially a neutral palette with like a yellow, like a mustardy yellow. I don't know that I would ever be able to justify buying this. That being said, watch me like in 2 weeks end up with this palette. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of a fool, but there's just something about this palette that I just love, and it just seems like for me it would be like the perfect neutral palette that I could grab for and use without having to think about it on like an everyday basis, you know what I mean? Like their Gemini palette already is kind of like that palette for me, and so I just feel like me and the Rust palette would get along really well. The next product is from Pat McGrath, and it's her Permagel, right? Yeah, Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil in the shade Supernatural. This lip pencil is $37. I just don't know if I could ever justify spending $37 on a lip pencil, because sometimes like $15 to me still seems expensive to spend on a lip pencil. But if you haven't been keeping up to date with me and my purchasing decisions, which I'm sure many people watching this haven't, all 15 of you, hello. My two favorite lip pencils are from L'Oreal and ColourPop. Currently, I'm not really interested in buying from L'Oreal or ColourPop for like maybe 6 or so months, like for the foreseeable future. And so I just don't know what to do, because I'm like trying to find replacements, and I just like, please, if you have any good lip liner suggestions, let me know, because I don't know what I'm gonna do when I run out of them, because I wear them like basically every time I do my makeup. So this shade Supernatural seems like a very similar like rosy brown tone to the ColourPop BFF liner that I love so much, and I've heard really good things about her lip pencils, and I just really want to try it. It's something that I actually might consider buying, but it's just like $37 for a lip pencil. It's just a lot steep. I mean, it is Pat McGrath. Obviously, it's going to be expensive, but man. The next product that I have is actually surprised even me, but when I was going to like put my foundation in the NARS foundation that I talked about in the cart, I was like, oh yeah, I've always been super curious about this. It's the NARS highlighting powder in the shade Capri. A few years ago, at least now, I remember everyone was fucking talking about the NARS highlighter, specifically all the like lighter skinned YouTubers were talking about the shade Fort de France. I think that would be a little bit deep for me, but Arna Elaine here on YouTube, who I really love, she talks about this, and she uses the shade Capri, and she has very, very fair skin like myself, and she says that she loves it. And it's just been something that I've wanted to try again for a really long time, but it's a $50 highlighter, and it's just never been something that I could justify buying, that I ever really like wanted enough for $50, you know? So if I had the money to spend, I would definitely be interested in purchasing this. Then we have another Fenty Beauty product. It's the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter in the shade Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. I've wanted this product since it launched. Like, since Fenty Beauty originally launched, I've wanted this product. I have the shade Metal Moon. I've talked about it before. It's a little bit more subtle. It's really beautiful though, but I've wanted to try her like split pan highlighters for so long. Again, it's $48, so it's just expensive, and I've never like ever gotten around to buying it. It's not something that, like all these other products, that I've wanted enough to necessarily spend $48 on, but it's something that I've almost bought so many times that I really am really interested in buying. And if I had the money, it would be on the list. Then we have, similar to the foundation, the Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. I also just chose the shade 10NN, like the foundation. Shade's not really important considering I'm not actually going to buy this. But again, everyone's been fucking talking about this concealer. Basically, everyone's like, this concealer and foundation combo will pay your bills. It'll fucking like solve all your acne problems. It'll like write your essays for you. Everyone's just been like loving these products so much, and I just want to know. I'm always interested in trying new concealers specifically. Like, there's something about trying a new concealer that just really intrigues me, and this I might actually end up buying as well one day. Who knows? This next one, this is like the first, when I just like even considered doing this video, this was like the first thing that I knew I would put in my cart, because it's the Maison Margiela. I'm sure I actually know that I pronounced that wrong, but whatever. The Replica by the Fireplace perfume. Now, this is $160. Like, this is an almost $200 perfume, and I just, like, it's so expensive. Like, it honestly baffles the mind, but it's such a beautiful scent. Like, if I, like, Angelica Nikfis was doing this video, and I actually just watched it, and she was like, if I was rich, one of these perfumes would be my signature scent. And I was like, I feel that. It's just such a beautiful, smoky, like, scent that just, I want to smell like that all the time. I don't care if it's the height of summer. I want to smell like that. I want to smell like this perfume. It's so beautiful, and honestly, I love so many of their perfumes, but they're just, like I said, all so expensive, and I don't even like fresh perfume smells. Like, I'm not really about that, but I like their fresh perfume scents. It's just such a good perfume brand, and especially now with like the fact that we're probably gonna have to stay at home for who knows how long, like, perfume is not something I see myself buying in the near future or even the distant future, but it's something that I don't know, I really want it. Okay, so we're getting to the end, but the next item that I have is actually another Pat McGrath Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil, and this is in the shade Contour. Basically, it's like the exact same thing that I was just saying with the first shade of the Pat McGrath Lip Pencil. It just seems like actually the perfect color for a replacement dupe for my L'Oreal lip liner. That it's in the shade 114 Matte & Call. I'm wearing it today. I love it, but like I mentioned before, I'm just looking to take a break from L'Oreal, so this seems like a beautiful shade. And if I had $1,000 to spend, my fantasy cart, it's going in there. The next item that I have is another Melt item. I'm very enthusiastically in love with Melt. It's their Digital Dust Highlight in the shade Genesis. Obviously, again, I wouldn't use this as a highlight, but as a glowy blush, It just looks so stunning. Honestly, I want all of their like digital dust highlighters. I have the shade Stargazer. It's actually what I'm wearing today. I love it. It's beautiful. It's one of like my go-to like everyday highlighters. I love the formula, and I think this formula would work really well, like translate really well like as a blush, glowy blush topper. But it's $51. That's expensive for a highlight or a blush. However, Fantasy Cart World, again, we're throwing it in. And then the last item that I have, I honestly don't really know where this came from, but it's something that I really just felt like I wanted. So I put it in there and I was like, hey, I guess we're done. It's the Patrick Ta Major Glow Lip Shine in the shade She's Expensive. It's basically just like a shimmery, like light lip gloss. Again, I don't know where this like urge to buy these lip glosses comes from, but I just feel like I want to buy all the lip gloss. And I honestly think it's coming from the fact that I'm telling myself I'm not really supposed to buy any more lipsticks or liquid lipsticks because I have too many. I need to use the ones I have, but I don't really have that many lip glosses. So my mind, the makeup like hoarder's mind is like, but you can buy lip glosses. I think that's where I was coming from. But I've always been kind of intrigued. Everyone like loves Patrick Ta Beauty, and this is pretty much the only thing that I've ever really like been interested in buying. Who knows, maybe one day I'll actually buy it, but $30 for a lip gloss seems like a lot to me. It really seems like a lot to me. And so that brings my cart to a total of $1,008, not including tax. But here's the thing, if someone gave me $1,000 to spend, truthfully, I feel like I would just be like, I'm going to use all the money and then I'll just pay for taxes myself, okay? Like I'll just do that. Let me get one more thing and I'll just pay for the taxes. But here's the thing, if I could include one bonus item, I'm kind of cheating here a little bit, but if I could include one bonus item, it would be the Viseart Dark Edit eyeshadow palette. So many people love Viseart. Tina from the Fancy Face talks about them. Kelsey Brianna J loves Viseart. Like so many people that I watch like really love Viseart, and they're just so expensive that they're honestly not really on my radar. But when I saw this palette come out, I was like, I'm intrigued. Like I really think this is a beautiful like grungy orangey purple color story. However, it's $58. It's $58, and I'm pretty sure the actual size of the palette is like the palm of your hand. It's like, I'm pretty sure in real life it's like super small, so I just don't know that I would ever spend $58 on like a miniature eyeshadow palette. If the mysterious benefactor that's like funding this $1,000 Sephora cart was like, you know what, you could pick one extra thing, I think this is the one that I would pick. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for humoring me. I think this is so fun, and I would really encourage you to just like do this on your own. Like go on Sephora and like fill up your cart with $1,000 worth of products. I do this like all the time for like so many other websites, and I think it's like kind of fun. But yeah, thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you next time. Bye.